All right, welcome. So that is essentially a wrap for this week. Right now, you are looking at the website that was created in Quarto Pub with the report that we generated in the previous video. So if I want to go back in just to review this process, I would have a Quarto document that I am working with. And now it's been rendered and I want to publish this in Quarto Pub. So for example, I'm going to change the theme that was Superman in the previous video back to our originally Flatly theme. Then I go into not the console, but be sure you go into the terminal window. You need to navigate into the appropriate directory where your file is. So you might need to do a change directory and then go through the file path, which for me was documents OER, and then it was in Quarto Pub. So you might want to change directories to make sure you're in the right location, and then you run the command Quarto publish Quarto Pub and then the file name. And I'm going to enter return and be very careful that nothing happens right away. You need to indicate what the URL is going to be. So in this case, this is the default URL that was already generated. This is fine. So I need to hit the return key to say, yes, publish to that address, that URL. And that's what it's doing right now. So now it's going to prepare a new published document. It's going to update the theme. So it takes me over here. If I want to change the website, I can, but this all looks good. So now I'm back using the Flatly theme. And these web pages that these reports generated, here's a link to this exact page that we're looking at right now. And here's a link to the project template that I created. These are both published in Quarto Pub. And you can, again, edit the URL by editing that in the YAML, the publish YAML file. And so the last thing I just want to mention is there is the site management interface for Quarto Pub is located at the address quartopub.com with no dot in between Quarto and pub. So if you go over here, it takes you to your home page, and by default, it's just going to list all of your projects that you can sort in whatever order that you like. Unless you decide that you want to set one of these as your home page. So for example, if I click on one of my projects and I say use this as the default, then this is saying that when you go to this website, over here, rather than list all of my projects out, it's going to just use this one as the home page. And if you want to undo that, I will come back in to quartopub.com, the site management. I think I made this one the default site. I can just uncheck that, hit save. And now when I come over here to my home page, let me enter this link in again. Rather than show that one report, it shows a thumbnail for all of the reports that I've created under this account. Okay, so that is a wrap on Quarto Pub and publishing reports to Quarto Pub. So for your last assignment for your final project, you need to publish that report to Quarto Pub and then provide me with the URL link to your report.